Hello, how we doing? We're live after a long break. I just looked, today was it's been like exactly a month. September 10th was the last time we were live after Charlie Kirk got shot. How's everyone been doing in the in the interim, huh? Also, let me know how it looks on everyone's. If there's people who have joined in the past, I am very curious how it looks. I did get a new camera. I might have to play with the setup. But I'll be pissed if it looks worse than before. Don't even tell me. Cuz that would be a real bummer. Crisp as fuck. Okay, now this I like. Way better than the last one, which was just my MacBook camera. I also did get a dinky light, and I'm like, do I even need this fucking thing? What's your lighting situation? Here, this is it without it. Which honestly kind of seems fine. I don't know. I am in front of a window though. That's with the light. I don't know. We'll figure it out. The stream situation's getting more and more legit though. That's all I have to say. Oh, light looks better. All right. Yeah, but what if it's just a little less light? Whatever. Who cares? I also feel like the other I mean, what is this? The other camera didn't have this much space, I feel like. Maybe it did. This feels crazy. I feel like I'm in like... Where's Kevin? He's outside because I did the thing where you fake throw the ball, and he thinks it's out there. But I only did that because you have to. The boy needs his exercise. It's not a it's not a mean thing. He needs to run. And at this point, I threw the ball, I would say conservatively 3,000 times. And he just keeps bringing it back. So I fake threw it. And now he's roaming around the backyard. So... Also, last one I'm going to ask. How's the sound? The mic's a little further away from me this time. Just trying it all out. Just want to make sure. I don't think you got to be right up in the thing. You know what I mean? Someone called Kev Mr. Ball. He truly is Mr. Ball. I mean, it's... Do you take him to the park? Yeah, I do. I take that guy to the park. Although, the last time I took him to the park, I was using the Chuck It. And he was really going for it. And then I brought him home. Big bee sting on the face. No bueno. What does that mean? A little red but crispy and warm? Is that regarding the sound? A little red but crispy and warm. That's okay. We can deal with it. Where are people tuning in from? Also, what time is it? Where is this all East Coast people? Wow. San Francisco, Denver, New York. The hellhole of Portland. Oh my God. From what I hear, there's probably fires around you currently as we speak. Ooh, another Portlander. 2 people. Please partner up so you guys remain safe in the hellhole that is Portland. I just saw a oh my God, Chicago in the house too. You guys are all fucked. You guys are literally, I guess we're all in hellholes here. I'm looking outside my my window here in Los Angeles. It's just fires. There's cops. There's you can barely see the road because it's just covered in syringes. It's bad times to be in a city. Here, this is a
disaster down there. This drug guy, yeah.
No one knows better than this lady.
It's crazy. That's why Mass and Cass, you've heard of the part of Boston. I don't know if you've heard of the part of Boston called Mass and Cass. It is a disaster down there. This drug.
Also, what is she saying? I can't even understand her. Mass in cast?
You've heard of the part of Boston. I don't know if you've heard of the part of Boston called Mass and Cass. It is
Mass in cast? I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Let me see if I can. If you know what she's saying, please, I want to Google it. I've been.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why Mass and Cass, you've heard of the part of Boston. I don't know if you've heard of the part of Boston called Mass and Cass. It is a disaster.
Mass in Cass?
Disaster down there. This drug addicts everywhere. They're all over the streets, they're destroying property. There's needles all over the city in South End and that area. It's kind of, it was focused there, and now they've tried to kind of break it up the last few years because it was insane. And now they've pushed it out. Yeah, there was
here we go. Mass and Cass. Wait, it says it on the thing. Mass and Cass. The fuck is that? Oh, okay. Also known as Methadone Mile Recovery Road, is an area in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay. It's at Cass Boulevard and Mass Avenue. We get it. Okay. I guess it's a real thing.
Cities down there. Well, look at this shit.
Yeah. And look, and some people say this is just a bill.
They have safe shoot up zones there. They're letting them shoot up heroin in safe places.
Oh, yeah.
So now the needles are all over the South End, and the poor people in the South End, they pay a lot of money to live there. There's a beautiful brownstones, and now there's people shitting in their front yards, throwing needles everywhere, breaking it. Say a guy was breaking into a house while people was under construction, the second floor. This was just a few weeks ago. And
I mean, this may very well. I'm sure. Look, this may be a bad part of town, but it's like, sorry, there's bad parts of town. Doesn't mean we need the ICE and National Guard deployed.
There's a guy's family's there with his kids, and they had like an old key or something, and they were breaking in and going to like shit in the floor on the second floor that was under construction. He went up and there's like a pile of human shit in his house. He's like, what is going on? They put up cameras. The guy was going in and out every night to like sleep on the floor in his house under construction and then and shit on the floor.
It's like the emoji or whatever.
Yeah, like what is wrong with you?
What?
So that part of the city, I feel bad for people who live down there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
it's just-
Atkinson Street.
Yeah.
Near
It's
the
where is
jail.
it?
It's Atkinson Street. It's near the jail.
Yeah. Well, and
It's
look,
actually not. It's Cass Boulevard and Mass Avenue, as we've
and a
established.
lot of people say this is just a Bill's tailgate or something over here. I'm
No,
not saying
it's
that. Some people say this is a
Where does he get these people? Ex-Boston detective Kara Connolly. Let's hear what she has to say about stuff. This is a good point. I mean, what is even a conservative? I mean, what is a conservative city? Is there a city that even leans red? And also, what is her like? I'd love to know what her idea of what should we do about this? Lock everyone up?
Pinto tailgate. I'm
Throw
not
away the
saying
key?
that. What we're saying is that this is a lot of drug use that's happening over there in
Yeah,
in this
bad.
town in Boston.
Yeah.
But here's another thing, though. They have this everywhere now.
Oh, it's
Every s-
everywhere.
Every city has this. It's
Every
just like,
democratically run city, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
well, we don't have one here. I know that. I hope
Yeah.
not anyway. I don't know. It was-
Austin got ruined.
Austin
Austin
did.
was a blast. And I took my daughter there several years. I'd been there 10 years ago.
Austin got ruined. This is so fun. I mean, I've spent basically my entire life in large American cities. And it's so funny I don't know. I was just in Austin this year. For her to be like, it got ruined. The only thing it got ruined by is, it's unfortunately crawling with tech bros and, that kind of thing. But there was not a moment Ben, me, or Dylan were like, oh, Jesus, it's terrifying.
And I was like, this is the coolest place. Reminds me of here a little bit, like 6th Street where all the bars used to
Oh,
be.
yeah.
And then I went back a few years later because my daughter's way into music. I wanted to take her. And she was afraid to get out of the car. There were homeless people sleeping in hammocks strung from street signs in the street. And it was just rampant. Before if you were homeless, you got arrested there.
Yeah.
Which isn't the best thing, but you got to do something. They're like throwing bricks through all the windows that have been there a long time. Austin got ruined. And Seattle,
It's funny, which isn't the best thing, but you got to do something. Okay, like what?
if you were homeless, you got arrested there.
Yeah.
Which isn't the best thing, but you got to do something. They're like
How does that help anyone? I mean,
throwing bricks through all the windows that have been there a long time. Austin got ruined. And Seattle's a shithole. Portland.
Yeah. Portland is I'll have to sneak.
we got a couple Portlanders in the chat. Apparently, it's a shithole. We were there this year too. Another terrifying experience being in your shithole city. You guys got to clean your act up.
But Portland is a shithole, but also it's awesome. I will say.
He's gonna go with her and be like,
Yeah.
"It's shit."
Yeah, I was up there when I do landscape
Wait.
photography as a hobby, or used to. And
I'll have to,
the windows that have been there a long time. Austin got ruined. And Seattle's a shithole. Portland.
yeah. Portland is I'll have to sneeze, but Portland is a shithole, but also it's awesome.
It's a shithole, but also it's awesome. It's a shithole, but also it's awesome.
I will say this.
Yeah, I was up there when I do landscape photography as a hobby, or used to. And I went up to
I do have to say, curveball, that landscape photography is her hobby. I did not see that coming.
Oregon and in Washington, and I love it's the coolest place. Like
Portland's
it's such
so
a cool
cool.
vibe, you know. And
But
it's
yeah, I
get-
do.
What are you talking about? You can't do both of these. You can't do the shithole, but it's also a cool place with an awesome vibe. Which
It is.
one?
Yeah, I was up there when I do landscape photography as a hobby, or used to. And I went up to Oregon and in Washington, and I love it's the coolest place. Like
Portland's
it's such
so
a cool
cool.
vibe, you know. And
But
it's
yeah, I
getting
do think
ruined.
that element that's out there, it's
Kill
like,
me.
why are we it's like
I don't know their end game. Like, what is the point of
Right.
ruining all these cities?
I think they want it to just they want us to deteriorate. They want us to have no sense of purpose, right? They want us to like not have any pride in the places where we are because they've been so riddled. They get people addicted. You know, the opioid epidemic was put on America and was allowed to occur,
Yeah.
right? They
It
want
wasn't
this.
like that when I was young.
No, they
All right, that's enough. Jesus Christ. Someone said I want to hear about her landscape photography. Let's see if we can look it up, huh? Kara Connolly. I bet they're beautiful, honestly. She seems like she knows how to. Damn. This is. Come on. Is it so much to ask to just see this Boston cops landscape photography? Damn it. Bullshit. Started the stream from the beginning. Please read this comment in the future and I'll be a time traveler. You know what I do need is someone to actually every time I click the live chat replay thing, because people have asked for that if they're watching it later, because they don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I'm reading from the chat. I'm clicking the thing. I don't know why it's not showing up. So and it's like not a thing I can check while this is happening, I don't think. So so, also, Emil Zarver, the comment you read on Reddit like 4 months ago on these streams about you looking happier. That's all right. That's all right. I probably was happier, you know? My brain has been consumed by the slow descent into the hyper-normalization bullshit. Oh, also have people been just absolutely devouring Zach Polanski clips? I actually just, if you don't know, he's the, I believe he's the leader of the Green Party in the UK. And well, let's actually look it up so I don't fuck that up. Someone said, is society dumber now, or has the right just found a way to capitalize on society being dumb? I think we are actually dumber, to be honest. You know, we just, you know, underinvested in education, got addicted to screens, got addicted to attention. No attention, no attention span left. No one reads anymore. We're stupid. Okay, yeah, but it came across my feed because that guy Gary Stevenson, who I like, and I know a lot of people in the chat like that, that British trader guy who ended up making his whole mission talking about wealth inequality. I guess he went on Zach's show. I had never heard of him before. His show is called Bold Politics. And I guess last night they had some kind of roundtable for the election. I'm not going to pretend like I understand what goes on in the UK election. But it's getting clipped. And it's hard not to get absolutely jazzed about this dude. Here, let's see if we can find a couple. Someone said, I don't think we're dumber. I think we all just feel the need to have opinions on things we don't know about. In your day to day, talking to people in real life, everyone seems normal. It's actually a good point. It is a lot of being online. But it's infected our real life. I mean, it just I definitely encounter people where have to explain that something they saw on the online is not real. And I mean, the cities thing is a perfect example. Just like, oh my God, you're going to Portland? Be careful. I heard they're, lighting bombs off in the street. And anyway, let's see a little bit of what Zach Belansky has to say.
Get bigger.
Yeah, Emma, so I disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. The 4 wealthiest people in this country have more wealth than 20 million people. Inequality in our society is absolutely huge. In fact, there will be people who go to sleep tonight who can make more money than any of us could earn in an entire year. And many of you will have seen my party political broadcast that 10 million people have seen. And ultimately, what I'm saying in that broadcast is we need to be taxing the super rich, not plumbers, not hairdressers, not people who are trying to just earn a living and get by, but people who have huge, inordinate amounts of wealth. So when it comes to telling the truth and when it comes to hard choices, why is it always hard choices for our working class communities, for people living in poverty, for people who are working really hard but not being paid enough by a corporate company that they're having to take benefits despite the fact they're working? And why are these not tricky choices for multimillionaires and billionaires? We need to tax wealth and not work. It is time for a tax on the super rich.
Okay.
Can I just ask, what do you think that the individuals who you would like to tax will do in response to some sort of measure like this? We're talking about people who are international, who are highly mobile, and who will not hesitate to move to another jurisdiction if the tax regime here
Classic. This is exactly what they're asking Zoran.
becomes too unfavourable.
Good question, Annabelle. Thank you. So we're talking about assets,
welcome.
so it's very difficult. Glad we're being so polite. It's good that we're not, you can't move an asset. So for instance, the Duke of Westminster owns half of Mayfair. He can't just pick up Mayfair and leave. But also, I think we should be more patriotic about that than our country. I think people want to live and work and earn money in this country on their assets because they love this country, because they love our communities and the integration we were talking about. I don't think it should be some kind of corporate sink for people just to have wealth and own assets, which then if they don't want to pay into our NHS or don't want to pay into our education or invest in our communities, they say, oh, I'm going to leave. If that's the case, then I think we should be prouder of our country and wave them out the door.
Honestly, this is so funny watching after that, watching that detective on Theo Von.
There's literally no...
it's just, yeah, of course. We have all these people, because this isn't just the UK. Obviously, everyone in here knows we have the same problems. I mean, the wealth hoarding and no one wants to invest in any kind of social programs. And then they just go to a city and see a bad area and they go, what happened? How could this happen? What are we supposed to do? I guess we just got to lock them all up or send them all away.
No evidence that a wealth tax would actually make people go. It's just something that's often propagated by high net worth individuals because you can imagine why they might want us to think they're going to leave because actually they don't want to pay 1%, 2% on their assets. I'm talking about 1% on £10 million or more, or 2% on £1 billion or more, which could raise between 15 and 25 billion pounds that would drastically reduce inequality. Our communities are crying out for this.
Get bigger.
That also seems like such a similar... Oh, it looks like we might have a Brit in the thing. Question time is good. Okay, so that's what this is. Question time.
Yeah, Emma.
Oh, BBC QT. Question time. Question time is good, but like any show needs viewers, so it's more likely to bring on the controversial, like Nigel Farage, and hence boost their media, how much they're seen rather than figures like Green Party politicians. Well, I'm stoked for this guy. I mean, obviously, I mean, from what I can tell, obviously, I don't pay a lot of attention to UK politics, but it does seem like the general sentiment was that Nigel Farage's party Reform was going to win, but who knows? It seems like a winning message for people. I saw some polling where he's jumped. Three Brits in the chat. Holy shit. Okay. Are you voting? Are you voting for Zach Polanski or what? What's your plan? How's it look on the ground? I need to know.
Zach, with respect, you just accused me of spreading misinformation. Please tell me, and the people watching at home, what is it that I just said?
Because you've said the first bit, which is correct, that we don't have enough prison spaces, that we don't have enough NHS beds, and that we don't have investment in our communities. What immigrant has taken away those resources, as opposed to those resources being funded? So you can't blame austerity on one hand, but then say it's the immigrants. The immigrants haven't caused austerity. The same Thatcherite policies that you and your party support, and the Conservatives, are what have caused the devastation in this country.
Zach Polanski.
Yeah.
Do you back Zach?
I think that Zach Polanski is a breath of fresh air.
Hell
He
yes.
wants to be an
In this house, we love Giannis.
eco-populist, which is kind of in the territory I'm asking you.
I hate the word populism.
Well, you can't. It's his word.
I think we should be very careful with the words. We need to be popular. We need to be popular, but not populist. Because for me, a populist is somebody who offers everything to everyone, promises all sorts of things, all sorts of people, things that cannot be fulfilled, promises that cannot be fulfilled. And that is toxic. So I'm against the populism. I think he's right that we need to be popular. And I think that Zach Polanski has really improved the Greens. He's given them a substance that they didn't have. But I don't think the Greens are enough.
Zach Polanski.
Oh, all right. We got some on-the-ground info here. Election is years away. Too early to say for sure, but Zach looks better and more vocal than previous Green leaders, and Labour still have time to do something effective, even though I doubt they will. Yeah, that one, we'll see. Keir Starmer doing something effective. We shall see. But yeah, I mean, it's refreshing to see. I mean, we have all the same problems. I think fascism is on the rise everywhere. I just saw in Spain, young people are taking a hard right turn. I mean, this neoliberal order is not offering people an off-ramp from this populist right. Also, Greens are just too small to win. Would without a doubt need a coalition. I just saw, I mean, oh wow, look at this. Green's on track to supplant Labour as favorite party in London. I don't know. But that's probably not polling. Wow, it does seem like the Green Party's having a movement though. A moment. I mean, all right, let's talk a little bit about American politics because there's another guy. I love seeing all these people join the join these Democratic primaries. I think just between, I mean, in the last month, I don't know how many new ones. Justin Pearson's a new one. Looks like he's being supported by Justice Democrats. Catherine Hong, she's not running for Congress. She's running for governor of Wisconsin. But here, let's just.
Us, a word that echoes across centuries and generations. You can't spell us without you, and you know the struggle that so many of us face every single day. You know the fight for justice and fairness. You know the fight to make one job be enough. The fight for access to affordable health care that keeps us healthy. And today, too many have forgotten that you can't be united without us. I'm Justin J. Pearson, and I'm proud to be one of us, a Memphian born and raised who understands how to build bridges across race, identity, ethnicity, and generations in order to build the future that we want to live into. We stood together to fight against the billion-dollar corporations and crude oil pipelines that tried to divide our
He needs to be older. I wish he was like 60 to 70 years older than he is.
communities and fracture our future. When I went to serve in Nashville, we knew better when we stood up for democracy, even after I got expelled fighting for gun violence prevention. We always stand up against those who try to silence us, push us to the periphery, push us to the back, in the places that should represent us. For me and my family, this community has always raised us up in the good times and the trying moments. Now I am ready to fight for us in the United States Congress. The U.S. House.
Someone's making fun of me for my Greek folder. Come on. You're telling me you don't have a Greek folder on your thing? Oh, wow. I was actually joking. The person he's primarying is literally 76 years old. Jesus Christ. Why don't these people just step down? Oh my God. I do have to agree. I wish everyone wasn't. Someone said, I think it's better strategy than the liberal Dems, but I hate this Home Depot commercial ass vibe that everyone running post Zoran has. Yeah, a lot of them do kind of feel like they're missing a little something, but I get it. You know, people are like, that seems to be what's working. If it works for people, I genuinely don't care. I want more progressives getting their asses to Congress. And I really hope he can do it. Oh shit, he's also getting some of the money from David Hogg's PAC. Wow, he was an intern for Cohen. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Also, I mean, I saw another thing from Dave Weigel. I think it was a response to, because one of the biggest obstacles for these primary challenges is often APAC money. When there's a progressive challenger, APAC money comes in big. I mean, 2022 and 2024 were just massive for APAC spending. Nina Turner got it twice. Summer Lee survived hers, but so many people fell. And there's actually been some reporting, even in the New York Times, that it likely won't work like that much anymore. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Hold on. Now I gotta sign in. I mean, it's just crazy how quickly this has turned around. I mean, this is more about Jeffries now going to J Street, but I honestly think J Street is going to be a liability for people too. And I think that's the best Jeffries can do, but yeah, let's see the actual poll. Oh, wow, it's not just Israel. Do you think the United States is on the right track, or is it headed in the wrong direction? Wrong direction. Don't know / refused. I like the people who just refused. No. Thinking about the nation's economy, how would you rate economic conditions today? Just a couple guys like, no, sorry. I don't. Love to see these guys. Excellent, 3%. All right. If the 2026 general election for Congress were held today, which party's candidate would you be more likely to vote for in your district? The Democratic candidate, the Republican candidate? Wow, still very tight. Christ. That's a bummer to see. You would think with the Republican handling of everything that would be lower. All right. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously a huge shift here. It's going to be a toxic label for people. Some Democrats who once counted AIPAC among their top donors have in recent weeks refused to take the group's donations. Its annual trip to Israel, a formative experience for many lawmakers that once drew a majority of first-term members, has seen a drop-off in Democratic attendance, and a majority of the Senate Democratic caucus has voted in recent months for legislation opposed by AIPAC to cut off weapons sales to Israel. I mean, these numbers are astonishing. Last year, for instance, the group spent more than $23 million to defeat former reps Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman. I know someone in the chat says, I know someone who went from working at J Street to Maxwell Frost's campaign, then back. Maxwell Frost is a funny one. He was kind of, he's like done some, he was like, at least if I remember correctly, he was kind of with the pro-Palestinian movement. And then I believe when he was running for office, Richie Torres ended up talking to him, and then he kind of was more following the AIPAC line, and then I think he's flipped again. I don't pay much attention to Maxwell Frost, but I remember being a bit confused about where he actually is. Give us more tea about this person who's got a little revolving door between J Street and Maxwell Frost. Someone said, "Yo, yeah, Frost switched his tone quick." Yeah, I know, but like I can't remember where he's at now. I'd imagine at this point he's going to feel like the AIPAC label is toxic. Oh yeah, Pramila's sister. AIPAC also poured more than $1 million into Democratic primary in Oregon, boosting Representative Maxine E. Dexter in a race against Sheila Jayapal, a former county commissioner and the sister of Representative Pramila Jayapal of Washington, the former chairwoman of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Yeah, this stuff's just not going to fly anymore. When Miss Dexter won, AIPAC crowd crowed about the victory, noting Miss Dexter's anti-Israel opponent had been endorsed by Senator Bernie Sanders, independent of Vermont, and by J Street. This is wild. Even people who were pretty captured by it are fully backing away. 3 Democratic members of Congress who had previously relied on AIPAC as a top campaign contributor have said over the past few weeks that they would no longer accept donations from the group. Representatives Morgan McGarvey of Kentucky, Deborah K. Ross of North Carolina, and Valerie P. Fushi of North Carolina. I still think if you were taking a bunch of AIPAC money, you're still gonna have a target on your back at this point. Dexter's not on AIPAC's list. Is this a list of their candidates? Damn, dude, they gotta upgrade their server. Slow as hell. I mean, I gotta be like, this is just. This is gonna be a. Wesley Bell, I'm pretty sure this is who ousted Cori Bush, and now who she's entered the race again. She is now trying to unseat him, which honestly I think she has a good shot. Chantel Brown was who she beat Nina Turner. Gee. Look at this fucking guy. I mean, they still have quite a few. Susan Collins. Damn, this is actually surprising just how many there still are. Christ on a cross. Someone said I was there when he was running in 2022, and people went to fundraising events where he said he was kind of a dick, which is unsurprising. Well, maybe that's just a part of it now. I don't want to derail us, but did you guys see the Katie Porter thing? All right. This is a 3-minute clip, and I'm sorry if you've seen it before. It's just so crazy.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters?
Also, I feel like people have taken issue with this in a number of ways. Some people are like, well, I like that she's like, Donald Trump is a dick. Like, maybe we need a dick.
Who you'll need in order to win.
But I'm way more, this is such a layup question. I don't know how it got derailed in this way.
Who voted for Trump? What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
What do you say to the 40% of voters that you'll need in order to vote for Trump? Sorry, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump that you'll need in order to win? Which I think Katie gets hung up on that because, yeah, I guess she doesn't technically need them to win unless it is Democrat on Democrat, which she does specify. So just answer the question.
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're thinking.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's...
I do think that's just entitled. She might be right. She might be right. It's a very safe state. The Democrat will likely win, but I feel like she'd be better served if she could just act like she did need to win people's votes and not just be the Democrat who's on the ticket.
You versus another Democrat.
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area.
Why didn't she just start with that? I won in Orange County. There's a lot of Republicans there. I've proven myself able to win Republicans. I want to be a governor for all Californians, not just the 60% of people who voted for Kamala Harris. And then just move on.
If you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question.
She's getting hung up on the, okay. Just, she's giving you an opportunity to speak to, you're on CBS News California. You have an opportunity to speak to voters who might feel a little like, maybe I didn't need to, maybe Trump isn't working out for me. Let me see what Democrats think of me. And she's like, I actually don't need you.
As you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that.
Well, to those voters. Okay, so you.
I don't want to keep doing this.
She's giving you an opportunity just to those voters. What would you say?
Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered our follow-ups.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And we're
Porter,
just going to circle around.
I am an
I have
investigative
never had to do this
reporter.
before, ever.
You've never had to have a
end an
conversation
interview.
with
To end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of, I'm me, I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make.
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you, and I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And redistricting is a massive issue. We're going to do an entire story just.
Oof. Yeah. I don't know. And now all kinds of things have popped up where.
What do you
I
say
mean, we
to
don't
the
need to watch
40%
all
of
of them,
California
but
voters?
she's. Sasha, I can. So someone put this out. Reminder that we've known that Katie Porter treats staffers like garbage for a long time now. Sasha, I cannot allow you back in the office given your failure to follow office policies. Cody will be in touch about having your personal effects shipped or delivered to your home and will lay out your remote work schedule and responsibilities for your last few weeks. Sasha says, I understand. Thank you for the last 2 years and all that I've learned. I hate to have disappointed you in the manner, as I know it isn't an excuse. I had found out my friend from the Navy had been murdered, and my head was not in the best place. Not an excuse, but the reasoning for the lack of forethought. I appreciate everything this office has done for me. Well, you gave me COVID. In 25 months, it took you not following the rules to get me sick. My children have nobody to care for them. All right. Yeah, I get this point. People are like, she doesn't need them. I know, but I don't understand this, like, you know, well, we don't need those people. It just seems like an insane strategy. Best of luck to Katie Porter. I think she might flop, you know.
Californians hear a lot of excuses from elected officials.
That's a complex problem. That's proving challenging. That's not my job. It's too hard.
What a bunch of...
All right, that's enough of that. All right. Spokesman for AIPAC, Marshall Whitman, said that the overwhelming majority of Democrats continue to understand that being pro-Israel is both good politics and good policy. I don't know. I have a feeling that that is not going to be the case in 2026. Dwindling Democratic attendance at AIPAC summer trip to Israel, which has long been a rite of passage for new members of Congress in both parties and a powerful recruiting tool for the organization, illustrates the trend. Yeah, I mean, it's not just Democrats too. I mean, there's I think even Thomas Massey is not only talking about his refusal to take their money, but also that they're going against him. I'm one of very few congressmen who received zero money from AIPAC. In fact, they ran hundreds of thousands of dollars of ads against me, and now their donors are spending millions to smear my name. Can you help out a true America First congressman? I mean, we'll see. I'm very curious how this is all going to shake out in 26, but I'm, I just... Here's another one. Democratic primary challengers see an opening on Israel. Oh, hold on one second. In more strongly Democratic seats where most primary challenges are unfolding, progressive candidates have preemptively denounced AIPAC and promised not to seek its support or have otherwise broken with party leaders on Israel. Yeah, here's another one. California Democrat Angela Gonzalez Torres. I'm not taking a dime from AIPAC. I actually want to see if I can find... There was a guy just getting absolutely bombarded by his constituents. Might be too hard to find. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's still early. I think these things are going to continue to ramp up, obviously. I think you're going to see more and more politicians put in awkward positions throughout the midterm race as they try to distance themselves from some of these votes they've made. Were you looking at Lululemon? What does that mean? No, I wasn't looking at Lululemon. God, let me see if I can find this clip. Oof. I mean, here's another one just about kind of the way it works with... It's crazy, you know, Republicans are just coming out and doing this. I mean, obviously, Matt Gaetz is not a...
Presented the fact that there was no appreciation for nuance. Like if you asked any questions about any decision of the Israeli government in any place regarding settlements, regarding Gaza, whatever, you were like, you had deviated from the script. And I just, in any policy area...
I will say that is also... if you look back on, you know, some of these races they waded in on, it's crazy seeing just what it will take for, just how little it will take for AIPAC wading into a race. I think there was one guy who literally just found, they saw an old tweet from the 2021 Gaza war where he just said like Palestinians deserve peace or something like that. They threw money behind him. There was another guy, Andy Levin, who was he was actually a Jewish guy who, I believe he was like a synagogue president at one point, and he even called himself Zionist and opposed BDS and all that kind of stuff. But he ended up introducing some legislation that would condemn Israeli settlements, and it was like, well, this guy's got to go. Clearly, this guy needs to go.
I had resentment over that. And then I saw the way the AIPAC worked, and that was weird for like a country lawyer like me. I remember my first AIPAC reception, and like your fundraiser tells you have to go, and your chief of staff tells you have to go, your committee chairman all tell you have to go, and you get there and you wear this name badge, and I remember there's a QR code on it. And what we were supposed to do was go talk to donors, and then if they liked you, they scanned your QR code to make a donation, like on the spot. And so can you just imagine how demoralizing that is to like be told that your job for the next several hours to go chat people up, hoping they would scan you like a can of tomato soup on the way out of the meeting.
I mean, it's literally purchasing.
Right. And so I saw that and I was like, wow, that is so freaking weird. And then, I was in Israel. I went multiple times, and I did not like the fact that I found someone in my room rooting around in my stuff that should not have been there at the King David Hotel when I came back to my room when no one was expecting me to be back in my room. And I just
presumably Israeli law enforcement.
I don't know who it was. I just thought, like, this is weird. All of these things combined are odd, and then the policy outgrowth seems to be an obsession about the Middle East that has not served my generation well. I just don't.
Yeah, I think I think it's going to end up being a liability for these people. At least that's my hope. I mean, I would prefer if AIPAC wasn't spending millions of dollars to oust progressive candidates. But we'll see. So, I mean, it does feel like it's, riper than maybe it's ever been with the chances for progressive candidates. But we shall see. I'm still trying to find that clip, but it's really evading me. Well, fuck it. That's probably a good place to end it anyway. I really honestly just wanted to do some testing on the camera and the light. It's good to see they work. Although I can't tell if it's the light or... No, it's probably not. Maybe I just need to turn the AC on in here, but... Thanks for everyone who joined in. Hope everyone has a very nice weekend. Quick Geese album review. 2 of these. Really good stuff. Can't help but get absolutely amped seeing. Honestly, the live stuff is that clip of them playing in Brooklyn, their little hometown show after the album came out. It's just like, it's so sick seeing kids just rock. It's also so funny how many guys my age are just like texting each other like, it's so good to see the kids rocking. It's really good to see the kids rocking. It's nice to see a rock and roll band. Okay. We got a Geese album hater in the chat, which is not good. Porter Jackson. Sorry, didn't mean to call you out, but that's crazy. I'm prescribing at least 2 more listens over the weekend. I think this one's going to hit for you. It's very fun. That's what I suggest everyone does this weekend. Listen to Geese. Okay, that's it for me. Bye.